Hey Lane, I like your background though. It looks super tidy for a kid. And I really think that you need to focus on making the caricature a lot bigger. It really gets lost in the background, and this is really more about the caricature than the background. So let me see what it would look like if we made it a lot bigger. So I'm going to put all of these in one folder. Um, I mean, you really want to make it like this big. Um, and I wouldn't use a drop shadow. I would use the perspective cast shadow. Perspective cast shadow looks more like this, and it really does work to ground the objects. There is a tutorial for one, in the video tutorials, but I can post this one too. It's really easy, and it works to ground it. The problem with the drop shadow is that it just makes everything look kind of flat. It actually flattens it out even more. So in terms of the caricature, I would continue working with this part here. I'm not sure you viewed my feedback because I'm not really seeing anything incorporated. So if you haven't got a chance to view it, I would definitely suggest that. So what I would really suggest is I would suggest finding a bedroom that has more negative space. I mean, there's ways you can do it with, by making it blurrier or making it darker or lighter. Let's see. I mean, you can try doing a levels adjustment and just seeing what it looks like with the background. So I mean, making it darker, making it lighter. The idea here again is to create, that doesn't look good, is to create more contrast. So you could try the brightness and contrast adjustment as well, and to see if that works. It would look more like it fitted more with the background if you just found a background with more negative space. I gave you some tips last time about maybe adding some more bits to it, and I really like how you're working with the legs here, but they look pretty truncated right here, so I would really think about how to make them fit in. Maybe you can move them behind. Let's see. Try moving it behind the Game Boy. Then it doesn't look as it doesn't look as harsh. And then you could do the other one too if you wanted to. But I would just suggest a few more, a few different things to do. Along with, because what you're doing is really pretty cool, and you could try to do do a Google image search for kids bedroom and see what you come up with. Kids bed. You can get some ideas here, even though these are all really pretty complicated. This one's a little bit simpler, though really pretty boring. You could construct your own bedroom if you wanted to. Again, just looking for one with some negative space, and they're just all very cluttery. This one has I don't know, it has a little bit of negative space. Something like this is a little simpler, but again, the idea is just to find one that has has negative space. So maybe if you did something like just kids bed, you could you can simplify, because you could clone these some of the background objects out if you wanted to, or you could find a bed and then you can just kind of build a room in Photoshop. There's a lot of different things you can do with it as well. You could also put it in just another setting. You could put it like in a park or some, just think of kids settings that I mean, I really love the background, but I think that it's just a little bit too complicated for the caricature. I mean, you can also, I'm going to turn this, where is it? Oh, I see. You have a shadow right there. I'm going to turn that off for now. You could do things like adding a glow too. I mean, that can look pretty cheesy, but it can work to help the it can work to help the caricature stand out. Oh, see, yeah, this is where the masks. See, you've got need some to refine some of your masks as well. That's why that's why that's looking like this, is because you've got some fragments in your mask. I mean, stuff like that, can help make it stand out. You can make it really kind of a soft. Let's see here. And then you can make the opacity really low too. So there's a couple different things you can do to make it stand out as well. This looks kind of corny, and I think you do need to add that that drop shadow, just not a cast shadow, because it just doesn't work to ground it. So anyway, maybe you could work with something like this, but definitely make sure you get the caricature bigger. It should even be bigger than this. Now it's about 1/4 of the size of the bedroom. So again, and I would suggest also looking on DaFont and trying to find some other more of a playful font, and they're all free. So, Curly, there's just so many different fonts that, that are just kind of more whimsical. Let's see, Dingbats, Barcode, Holiday, Calligraphy, Sometimes the handwritten ones are okay. You just have to make sure that they're legible. Let's see here, Destroy. There's just so many of them. Groovy, even something like that looks cool. So I would definitely work on the font as well. Okay, so anyway, I hope you found this useful, and yeah, be sure to clean up some of these masks. So let me see here. If I zoom in. Yeah, you can see the little fragments here. You can't see it when it's small, but you can see it when it's let me see here, when it's zoomed in. And I don't really nitpick this, but if I do look at it, for the final. So and then again, you can just see some of the fragments in there. You could also add a screen to that screen effect. I think I already showed you that too, so that's up to you as well. Okay, hope you found this useful.